Alright, in this video we're going to show you how to install the TST Industries adjustable racing shorty levers on a 2008-2012 Kawasaki Ninja 250R. I'm going to begin with the brake side. Here we're going to loosen the pivot nut on the bottom of the lever and take it off. Now we're going to remove the pivot. Okay, once we remove that, lever is free to come out. If you take a look here, this pivot and lever are bone dry. We're going to want to replace some grease in there before reinstallation. So let's do that over here. Okay, now you need to line up the lever in the perch, making sure that the lever hits the master cylinder and aligns with the pivot hole. Replace your pivot. You want to start the threading process by hand and then finish it off using a tool. Tighten it up nice and snug, don't over tighten it. Now replace the locking nut from the bottom. Tighten it by hand and then tighten it up with a tool, nice and snug. Again, don't over tighten it. Now this lever has 6 degrees of adjustment. Furthest away from the bar, closest to the bar at 1. It's basically up to you to decide what feels comfortable to you. Right now for the clutch side, we're going to loosen the perch a little bit to ease in the installation. Make it move up and down, giving us more access to the bottom and top. Then we'll loosen the cable. I'm going to back out the adjustment enough so that you can align these two slots for the cable to slip out of with the slot in the perch. Now we're going to remove the locking nut from the bottom of the lever pivot. And now we remove the lever pivot. This pivot again is bone dry, so we're going to replace some grease on it during reinstallation. Let's go ahead and remove the lever. Cable will need to slip out of the slit. Now the lever is free. Turn it upside down. You might need a little screwdriver to help with this. You can use a little screwdriver to help you pry the cable stop out of the lever. Now the lever is free. We're basically going to do the reverse of this assembly with the TST lever. Now here it gets a little bit tricky. You have the clutch sensor button on the bottom here. You have to make sure that when you replace the lever in the perch, that this part of the lever actually presses on that button. Okay, just align the pivot with the lever hole, and we'll come down here, get the pivot bolt, apply some grease to it. And now place the pivot bolt into the perch, thread it in by hand. Then you snug it up with a tool. Don't want to over tighten it. And now you replace the locking nut from the bottom. Finger tighten that first, and then you follow up with a tool. Again, nice and snug, don't over tighten. Now you want to adjust the perch back to where it was so that both your levers are on the same level. Seems about right. And then tighten up the perch so it doesn't move on the bar. Again, you have 6 levels of adjustment. 6 is the furthest away, 1 is the closest. You can play with that and see what works for you. You also need to adjust your clutch cable. You can look in your owner's manual for best setting for this. Once you've adjusted the cable to where it needs to be, you lock down the adjustment and you're ready to ride.